Mold has been discovered in some dorms at a local university, and that has some students concerned.
It's been found in 4 locations at Bucknell University. WBRE 28, WYOU 22 Eyewitness News reporter Jasmine Allen is live in Lewisburg with all the details.
Good evening, Nick and Candace. About a week ago, numerous students at Bucknell University started getting sick, and they couldn't help but wonder if it was linked to the mold found in their dorm rooms. A sophomore at Bucknell University who wants to remain anonymous says she heard rumors around campus about possible mold and decided to check out her dorm room.
Eventually, I ended up finding it in my own closet, which was very interesting. I had to contact the housing department and have them come and see what was going on there.
Later that day, they came to her room in the Affinity houses and found mold in the closet and on several items of clothing. The university had the area cleaned and treated. The student also had what they believed was a sinus infection.
I was on antibiotics and they didn't really seem to be helping me too much, but then after the mold was gone, it kind of everything started to clear up a lot more, so I'm not sure if they kind of are related or not.
Another student who lives in Hunt Hall also noticed mold on her bed's comforter and knows others who have become sick.
A few girls who I live with have been pretty sick, and I know people were trying to make appointments at the health center, and it was pretty booked for the whole week, which is I don't know how much it's due to the mold, but I'm sure it's not helping.
Bucknell University issued a statement. It reads in part, mold has been identified in Vetter Hall, Hunt Hall, Schwartz Hall, and one apartment on West Campus. The university has had the air tested by third-party certified industrial hygienists, and several areas have indicated elevated mold counts, but the mold is of the common non-toxic variety. There is no evidence of toxic black mold. Many students are still living in the buildings where the mold was found. Bucknell University says they're working to resolve this problem as soon as possible. In Lewisburg, Jasmine Allen, 2822 Eyewitness News.
2 college students say mold has been growing inside their off-campus apartment, and they're concerned. Here's some pictures they sent us. Channel 2 Cobb County Bureau Chief Michelle Newell is live with both sides of this story. And Michelle, you went to their apartment today. What did you see?
That's right, I did. They told me they've had to get rid of most of their belongings, Linda, including these boots that you can see covered in mold. They told me they haven't been living in the apartment because they are concerned, but the company tells me they've done everything to fix the problem.
It's very concerning because we come home and every day I don't know if there's going to be something else ruined.
Megan Willis lives at the Aldridge at Town Village Apartments in Cobb County with her boyfriend. They are both college students.
All kinds of mold on there that you can see that's visually growing. This is just what's grown back in the past month.
You can see what appears to be mold in different parts of the apartment, like this handbag, doggy collars, and shoes.
It's everywhere, so that's terrifying to think about.
Willis says management sent someone out to clean the problem areas.
I thought that had fixed it, and so that was back in September.
But she says it came back.
They placed the air filter in here. They just did a moisture test, and it was 15% in here, which she said at that time, the manager said that was below average, and so the moisture at that time was determined to not be high in here.
Willis's father hired ProLab to test the apartment for mold. The results showed different types of mold that were found in the apartment. Black mold was not found. Willis says she is no longer staying here and plans to break the lease.
There was those 3 that were identified, and at that point they still denied it, and they kept calling it moisture. Up to this point, they still have not called it mold.
Aldridge at Town Village sent us a long list of steps it says it has taken, including conducting multiple inspections, hiring consultants to conduct moisture readings, which were found to be normal, informing the residents that their HVAC system was being used improperly and in a way that can create moisture issues, that they had blocked vents to assist with airflow, and that they should not run the bathroom fan constantly as it can increase the humidity levels, and said the residents could break the lease. Willis denies all of that. She told me the company put her up in a hotel for 3 days and told her it was safe to come back, but she says she just has too many concerns. She plans on moving out soon. She also told me the company offered to reimburse her and her boyfriend for all of their belongings that were ruined. Live from Cobb County, Michelle Newell, Channel 2 Action News.
Well, new issues tonight for St. Augustine's University in Raleigh. We've been reporting on the issues regarding mold and structural problems at several dorms on campus for weeks now.
And new tonight, consumer investigator Steve Sprasia digging deeper after students say they've been living without heat for 7 days. Steve, I couldn't imagine.
That complaint is coming from a student in Latham Hall who says there's been sporadic hot water and no heat for a week. The school says it's working feverishly on the problem, blaming it on an aging boiler decades old. You've heard about Latham Hall before. In past reports, I told you about what students claimed was mold all over the dorm. Now I'm told there are more issues with that high-rise building.
No heat.
How frustrating is this for you and the other students?
It's very frustrating. You don't want to get out of bed, really. The kids sleeping with a lot of clothes, like I said before, hoodies and hats are worn even in the bed.
Brown says at first the dorm had no hot water. Then he claims the heat failed.
They did say the boiler room is not properly working. They said
at the school?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the maintenance, they said that they will have it fixed. Probably about a couple days.
The school tells me the boiler in that dorm, which dates back from the 1970s, failed last Thursday, and it'll be 4 to 6 days before the boiler's repaired. Brown says earlier this year he had to move from his second-floor room to a fourth-floor room because of what he said was mold blowing out of his air conditioning vent.
It caused inflammation in my chest and lungs and made me cough up bad fluids.
He provided CBS 17 with a document showing he was treated for a viral upper respiratory infection, which the hospital says could have been the result of allergies to mold in his dorm room, the respiratory infection, or simply a combination of both.
I had to use an inhaler for about 3 weeks.
The school claims that mold remediation in the Latham dorm has been completed, and crews are now working on water leakage problems in several bathrooms, replacing items which need repair. And Brown says that he and other students want something done. He says students as well as parents have inundated the school with calls. The school tells me tonight at 8 o'clock it'll be holding what it says is a private meeting with the students from that dorm. We're told by a school official at that time they may consider sending the students to a hotel until the boiler's fixed. Getting answers for you, I'm consumer investigator Steve Sprasia.
On CBS 46 now, some students at Georgia State University sharing pictures of unpleasant things growing in their student housing bathrooms.
CBS 46's Trayson Bragg has the very disturbing details. Trayson, what are we talking about here?
That's right, Karen. Well, I mean, they're shocking pictures that you wouldn't expect to see in a bathroom. And those students, some of them reporting that happening right here in this building you see behind me.
I just want to make sure everything is safe.
This morning, some GSU parents tell CBS 46 they are concerned after their children find what looks to be live mushrooms and mold growing in their bathrooms at the Piedmont Central dorm. One mother says her son just finished a battle with stage 4 lymphoma.
Mold is unhealthy for anyone to be around, let alone someone with that has had underlying conditions such as my son.
CBS 46 reached out to GSU about the concerns. They sent a statement that reads, "These are isolated incidences, and we have worked to relocate residents and treat and repair the issues." Now, we also know that GSU has started cleaning out the mold, what is believed to be mold in Amari's son's dorm room. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to have more concerns from another parent of a student who lives here at this dorm. Reporting live in Atlanta, I'm Trayson Bragg, CBS 46 News.
Hundreds of University of Maryland students are currently undergoing housing relocation due to a mold infestation found in North Campus's Elton Hall just 5 weeks into the school year, leaving many students coming in and out with bags and boxes.
A couple of students, I remember, we had a group chat, they said that they were finding mold in the ACs and on their furniture, and so eventually it got to the point where everyone was starting to find mold as they started to look for it.
Students affected will be relocated to one of 3 local hotels for 2 to 3 nights before being allowed to return to their dorm, giving crews enough time to sweep the entire building of mold.
It got to the point where they told us that they had to move us out to clean it all out because it was just everywhere. It's a big inconvenience. We have to take what we can and then they box everything else up and we have to basically move in again on Thursday. So.
In College Park, Spencer Dobkin, Stories Beneath the Shell.